Let us hold unswervingly to the hope we profess, for he who promised is faithful. And let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching. Hebrews 10:23-25. Hi, I'm Dalton Johnson, and this week we continue our Pastor Spotlight series with Pastor Ray Cole of Bigfork Presbyterian Church. Pastor Ray will talk about his church's community outreach efforts, as well as its unique history. Well, thank you so much, Pastor Cole, for taking time to tell us more about Bigfork Presbyterian Church. First off, why don't you just tell me a little bit about the church and maybe its core beliefs and what you guys do in the community?
Okay, well, our church has a rich history. We've been here 115 years, one of the first churches in Bigfork area. So we just did actually a little celebration a couple weeks ago for celebrating 115 years. We had 3 buildings, 1 church in this one community. So a pretty rich heritage. Our core values are to spread the gospel to our community and improve our community in any way that we can and get the word out and lead people to Jesus.
Wow, 115 years. That's an incredible testament to God's faithfulness to your church.
Right. It was started by John Sodenberger, and he was a lumberjack, prize fighter, boxer, and criminal who got saved and got on fire for God and started the church in the saloons, actually, in town at the time. There were like 9 saloons, and he started the first church, so it's quite a history.
That's fascinating, and I think John Sodenberger's story shows us that no one is ever too far gone for Christ and for God to use them.
Absolutely.
How long have you been serving as pastor at Bigfork Presbyterian Church, Pastor Cole?
I've been here 11 years serving the church here.
Okay, 11 years. Where'd you come from? Did you know about northern Minnesota before you moved up here?
Yeah, I grew up in Bigfork and then went off to the cities when I graduated and did prison ministry for 30 years down in Minneapolis area. And came back here, and my mentor was pastoring the church at the time and asked me if I'd be willing to step in with him, and we ministered together for a few years, and then I took over in 2014 and been going strong ever since.
Did you ever imagine that you'd be back in Bigfork when you left?
No, I couldn't wait to leave when I graduated. More and more of the big city appeal wore off on me, and it was a stronger and stronger desire to come back, to the North Woods and back to my roots. It's quite a difference, from dealing with high stress, high intensity prison ministry to now we've got a primarily elderly congregation, ministering to them and working with these people that I love and enjoy thoroughly.
Keeping the spotlight on you, Pastor Ray, can you tell me a little bit about your family?
Sure. I've got a wife and 2 boys, twins. One lives with us here in the Northwoods, and the other one lives down in the metro area in Monticello, and so splitting our time between here and there, keeps us on our toes. We got 2 grandchildren then in Monticello, and that we enjoy thoroughly and love to get there as much as we can to see them and be with them. And also here at Bigfork, my mother is still here, so she's a part of our church here, and that was part of the draw.
Sounds like you have a wonderful family, Pastor Ray. I'm interested to know, what book of the Bible is Bigfork Presbyterian Church currently going through on Sunday mornings?
Yeah, right now we're going through the book of Nehemiah, and so this Sunday we'll be looking at the 5th, finishing up chapter 4, where Nehemiah was facing discouragement and how we as Christians often face discouragement and how we can apply the tools that Nehemiah demonstrated in his writings to our own lives when we face discouragement. So it's an encouraging, uplifting book.
Very interesting. I'll have to read through the book of Nehemiah sometime. Pastor Ray, what do you believe the church's role in communities should be?
Well, our we should be a central part of our communities, and the role, we've got to offer hope, so that people know, basically, like the lighthouse, there's a light that they can follow and look to and get through these dark days. We've got, a lot of discouraging messages out there in the world today, and so now more than ever, we need hope. To be able to tell people that, Jesus is that hope, Jesus is that light, and we can find, hope even in the darkest days, in the most troubling storms, that, Jesus is there for us and he can help us. And the church body, we are the hands and feet of Jesus. And that's one thing I'm very proud of our church, is we're very active in reaching out to our community. We have a benevolence fund that whenever we can, we're giving away money, and resources to help people in their times of need. And of course, people are very grateful, but we've got a very, very generous church and very proud of them.
It sounds like Bigfork Presbyterian Church does a lot for the surrounding communities and the community of Bigfork. And I think you just hit it right on the head there that, that there's a lot of negative messages in the world right now, and the church has the light and hope that people are looking for right now, it seems.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's so cool to hear that your church, Bigfork Presbyterian Church, is being so active in the community and wanting to spread that light in your own very corner of northern Minnesota. As we close out the conversation, are there any final thoughts you want to leave us with?
No, just very thankful for the radio station there and the encouragement that brings. Many of our congregation, our listeners, and receive that daily encouragement from your radio channel. We're just very, very grateful and very thankful.
Well, thank you for that encouragement for us here at Psalm FM. It's so meaningful to hear those kind of statements from listeners that you're being encouraged and blessed by this wonderful ministry. And I think with that, we'll end this conversation. Thank you so much, Pastor Ray, for taking time out of your day again to chat with us and tell us a little bit more about Bigfork Presbyterian Church. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Yes, you too. God bless.
God bless you. Bye-bye now. Bigfork Presbyterian Church is located at 109 Ash Street in Bigfork, with Sunday worship services beginning at 10:15 a.m. They would love to have you stop by and learn more about God's Word. With Heartland Christian Broadcasters, I'm Dalton Johnson.